If you love classic cars, then Donald loves you. In our show here at the Ardrain, Women Take the Wheel, Fashion, Modernity, and the Automobile, we showcase one of the most important aspects of women and driving, which is the electric car. And our friend Jay Leno can help us explain why the advent of the electric car was so key to women being more commonly seen behind the wheel.
Actually, around 1907-8, you had a third of the market was steam, a third was electric, and a third was gasoline. I mean, gasoline had not won yet because the self-starter did not come in until about 1912, 13 or so. So the electric car had a real shot at it. The trouble was the same trouble you have now. You think there's no place to charge an electric car now? Oh my God. Back then, most people didn't have electricity in their homes. And the charger was this sort of, I've got one, it's a big thing, and it's got, you see the electricity go, a frightening looking thing, you know, and it would take a while. This could go 60 to 80 miles on a charge, which was pretty amazing back in the day. True, at a speed of probably 22 miles an hour, but it was silent, it was quiet. The electric car had advances that the gas car did not have. Gas cars in 1907, 8, 9, 10, 11 still had gas lamps. These had electric lights from almost the first couple of days. Carbon fiber. This was, leather was the carbon fiber of the day. These fenders look like they're steel, but they're leather stretched over a superleggera type frame, to use one of your favorite terms, to make it extremely lightweight. So you had 6 batteries here, and you had 6 in the back. So you had about, what is that, 78 volts, whatever it might be. And they were powerful, they were easy to drive, they're fun to drive, they were quiet, they were silent. The trouble with this was you can't sell, these are marketed towards women, usually wealthy women, and you can't sell a man a woman's car. To this day, when the Mustang came out, that was Lee Iacocca's biggest fear, since it had the 289, you know, Chevrolet had 327. It was the smallest V8, and they thought, well, people might think it's a woman's car or, quote, a secretary's car. Yeah, so he said, give it to Carroll Shelby, make it tough, make it. Miata, when they entered the market, oh, what a cute little car, twin cam. Yeah, it had a lot of real engineering in it. It was the car Lotus should have built. So they quickly went racing and got big time racers too. You know, that was quite common. When wristwatches came out, men wouldn't wear them because they were seen as bracelets. So men wouldn't wear, so they got Jack Dempsey and the fighters of the period to, you know, make a fist and show a wristwatch. Oh, and that made it okay. Same thing with closing your eyes. People used to kiss with their eyes open. And it looked so bizarre on the screen. Directors say, just close your eyes when you kiss. And then everybody started to kiss with their eyes closed. But I know that it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. So social mores, and this dress makes me laugh because the Three Stooges, the dowagers, are always dressed in these kind of clothes, and they always had suggestive names like Mrs. Broadbottom, you know, that kind of thing. Some big woman would come out, and she'd be Mrs. Broadbottom, you know, that kind of thing. And they'd always have the pearls and this kind of dress, you know. But this was quite an advanced car. I mean, 60 to 80 miles on a charge was very impressive. Even today, I mean, the EV1, when those first came out, those are only 60 to 80. Battery technology has improved. I mean, if you put lithium-ion batteries in this, it would go 200 miles on a charge.
And that's one of the things that makes this car, it's a 1911 Roush & Lang Roadster, so special. The fact that this car was purchased new by the mother of the great sportsman Briggs Cunningham, great yachtsman, of course, and great sports car builder and racer. And one of the things that we've seen on some of the other cars in this show with the fashions provided by the Newport Historical Society is what was done to protect the passenger from all of the rigors of automobiling, the dirt, the oil. And with an electric car being so much cleaner than an internal combustion gasoline car, you could wear something like this very elegant crushed velvet dress with your pearls and actually arrive at your destination more or less as you left your home. And so a car like this was very much the province of the very wealthy woman about town. And it was quiet, safe, smooth. and something that didn't require that same level of intense maintenance that the gasoline-powered cars.
There was almost no maintenance. I mean, my 1909 Baker Electric, I have never touched the motor. I've replaced the batteries over the years, but I've never touched the motor, much like a modern Tesla or any of those cars. They're all sealed. There's no lubrication. Well, there is I mean, the spindles and things, a little, but not the level to which, I mean, it's interesting what catches on. You know, when back in the 70s and the 80s when Beta and VHS came out, Beta was so much better. So VHS very cleverly flooded the market with cheap VHS machines that you buy the tapes and you put them in, and the quality wasn't as good, but it was affordable. And then pretty soon Blockbuster and everybody, the tape was in VHS. And they had some Betas, but eventually those dropped by the wayside.
It's the thing that you never want to hear about restaurants. The food is awful, but it's cheap and they give you a lot of it.
Right, exactly. But that actually works too when you think about it, you know.
And going back to the early automobiling scene where you had steam and electric and internal combustion, and the fact that electric cars ended up being marketed primarily to the women's market, but we have photographs of early races where the electric cars took part in electric car races and were in many cases faster than some of the gasoline-powered cars. And so what happened?
Well, the first land speed record was set in an electric car. The guy's name was, Genetese, something like that.
Oh, Genazzi.
Genazzi, yeah, interesting guy. He set a world record of, I think, 67 miles an hour. And to celebrate, this is so stupid, he went on a hunting trip with his friends, and he thought he would scare his friends. While they were sleeping, he dressed up like a bear, and he went, "Gah!" And they all woke up and shot him and killed him. I mean, it's like the stupidest accident you could possibly imagine. But that's what happened. That's what happened.
Hunting trip safety tip.
Yeah.
Do not dress as bear.
Do not dress as a bear and then try to scare your friends because they will shoot you. Yeah, as simple as that. But yeah, they really thought, I told you, in the early part of the 1900s, they didn't know which one was going to be steam. Like today, we still do it. We have electric, we have hydrogen now. It seems to be making inroads. I thought hydrogen was dead, but it seems to be coming back with a vengeance. Porsche now working on gasoline, a synthetic gasoline fuel that does not pollute at all. Okay, will that save the internal combustion engine? I don't know. But you know, one thing you can't do is predict the future. You know, when you look at some of those early magazines from the turn of the century, what life would be like by 1950, and it showed women in bars smoking, but they still had full dresses and up to here, and you know, fully covered and everything. But they were smoking and drinking. And do you want your woman to be like a man? It would say, and
coming to a more modern age, looking at Mechanics Illustrated from 1958, 1959. By 1985, we'd be all driving flying nuclear-powered cars.
Right, yeah.
They failed to arrive.
Somehow. 2 years away.
2 years away, exactly.
2 years away.
So it's fascinating to see, again, in an exhibition like this, with a car like this Roush and Lang, how everything old is new again, as the song goes.
Right. And all these electric cars really owe it to Walter Baker. He was the innovator. He went racing, he set records. Unfortunately, he had 2 bad accidents where people were killed, so he kind of stepped back from it. But he really perfected electric. Every electric car in America really owes it to Baker, because he was the first guy to really make it popular. But I mean, look at this car. It's quite stylish. It looks nice. It's simple. I mean, you have 2-pedal control, and you could, when you got off the throttle, they would regen. I don't know if this one does it, but it works as a brake too. So they were quite sensible, quiet, just like today. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It is absolutely astonishing, and yet another reason to come and visit this exhibition at the Audrain Automobile Museum, which runs until August 22nd. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah. Meet Mrs. Broadbottom.
Mrs. Broadbottom probably won't speak to you, but it's okay.